There is nothing democratic about the Democrat Party. My name is Sirius, this is Unfluenced, and I deliver news and opinions that are underreported, but more important than you know. Okay, I need to get something off my chest. The presidential Biden-Trump debate was last week, and just about everyone has had a chance to air their opinion. It was almost impossible to avoid some type of commentary about the debate last week. I'm not a Democrat. I don't agree with most of their policies. I am not a Republican. I'm getting to the point where I hate them more than the Democrats. Republicans are spineless, weak people. Democrats have bad policies, but at least they stand up for what they believe in. But that debate, boy, it didn't go as planned. Even hardcore Democrat supporters will admit that Joe didn't perform as expected. It was weak, a little disjointed, low energy. The million-yard stare into the abyss, that was a little unsettling. The mumbles, the run-on sentences that never seemed to reach a conclusion. It was rough.
Making sure that we're able to make every single solitary person eligible for what I've been able to do with the COVID, with dealing with everything we have to do with, look, if we finally beat Medicare.
Thank you, President.
Now, the Republicans were not mad, upset, or even surprised by how this played out. But the Dems were really caught off guard. They have been told for months, even years, how Joe Biden was strong. Joe Biden was healthy. He didn't need a cognitive test. He was sharp as a tack and ready to take on the world.
About that cognitive test, here's her reply.
After the debate, did the president get examined by a doctor or did he get a neurological scan?
Guys, I'll see you tomorrow. All right, thanks, everybody.
Once again, those types of people that read various news sources, they get a variety of opinions that were willing to show that Biden was not doing well and was in a steady decline for a long time now. Let's all go back all the way to that time where he fell up the stairs to Air Force One. We all saw it. He stumbled. And that's no big deal. Every person on the planet has stumbled up the stairs. He could have laughed it off. Whoops, I tripped. I was thinking about the war in Ukraine. I should have been paying attention on the steps. Everyone would have moved past that and forgotten it by the end of the hour. But the media lied, and they tried to cover for him. One media source said he fell because it was windy. They'll blame anything except Biden. Now, you can lie to people every now and then, I guess. But when the obvious truth is right in your face, it wakes people up, instead of keeping them in a distracted coma or a cult of disillusion. Now, this message is directly to the Democrats. In reality, this might as well be a message to both of my parents. They've voted Democrat their entire lives. Never met a Democrat policy they didn't like. Higher taxes? Hell yeah. Immigrants? More, please. They lived most of their lives in Massachusetts. When they retired, they moved south to one of the Carolinas. I asked why. They said the taxes were too high. You don't say. You mean the taxes that you voted for your entire life suddenly got too burdensome, so you decided to move to a lower tax part of the country? I mean, they still voted for Biden. Some people just can't be helped. It's so frustrating. Hey, Democrats, this is not the first time that the Democrat political machine has lied to you, or in fact, stolen your vote and lied to you. Let's go back to 2016. Now, this might be before the time where you were following politics, and the Republican Party had over a dozen presidential nominees. Now, as it turns out, Trump won, and he was nominated for the Republican candidate. But the Democrats also had quite a few people trying to get the nomination. Hillary Clinton, Bernie Sanders, Martin O'Malley, Lincoln Chafee, Jim Webb. There were others, but they didn't make a big impression nationally, so let's just forget about them. But Bernie Sanders was doing great. I hate Bernie Sanders. I hate his policies, but he was getting a ton of votes. He was on track to win the nomination. That's what the people wanted. But then came the superdelegates. Superdelegates are a weird part of the Democrat Party nomination process. It's complicated, but let me attempt to make it as simple as possible. Superdelegates can vote in any way they choose. All right, let's say if 100% of a district votes and Bernie Sanders wins every single delegate, the superdelegate can ignore all of the voters and cast the vote for Hillary. And that's exactly what happened. In many districts, Bernie won the popular vote by a wide margin, but Hillary got the delegates. Now, some people say that Bernie Sanders should have been the Democratic candidate and he had a better chance of beating Trump. But it was Hillary's turn, and the superdelegates installed Hillary as the Democrat candidate. We all know how that turned out. Trump won, Hillary lost. This was an example of how the Democrat political machine lied to the Democrat voters and stole their vote to select the person they wanted. Hillary was not the person that the voters wanted. The Democrat Party lied and stole the votes from Democrat voters. Now, there's another more current example. RFK, Robert F. Kennedy, is currently trying to be the president in the 2024 election. Robert F. Kennedy is from a Democrat legacy family. A Kennedy, come on. He should have been in the top ranking for the next Democrat nominee. But nope, he was ignored and sent to eat at the kids' table. He was doing rallies and he was getting big crowds. His online presence was at least tenfold of what Biden is getting. But the Democrat Party doesn't care about what the Democrat people want. It wants Biden. It will get Biden. When RFK announced he was running, several interesting things happened, or in fact, didn't happen. When RFK announced he was running, when RFK was qualified to be on the ballot for every state, it is custom to provide Secret Service detail to protect a presidential candidate. Nope, Biden refused to give him protection. I mean, come on, he's a Kennedy. 2 notable Kennedys have been assassinated during their political careers. You don't want to give a Kennedy a little protection? You gotta be kidding me. But the Democrat machine, they didn't want Kennedy, so he's out. It doesn't matter if he was popular or not. He might have won. They denied him a seat at the table. They also denied him a seat at the debates. Kennedy met all of the requirements. He had enough signatures, he had enough donations, he had support from regular people. But the Democrat machine will not allow Democrats to have that choice. Now the same goes with Cornel West, Marianne Williamson, Dean Phillips. You're not allowed to hear from them or even get a chance to vote for them. But the Democrat Party gets even worse. They've been telling Democrats for years Biden is strong, healthy, sharp, better than ever.
Start your tape right now, because I'm about to tell you the truth. And F you if you can't handle the truth. This version of Biden, intellectually, analytically, is the best Biden ever. Not a close second. And I've known him for years. If it weren't the truth, I wouldn't say it.
Yeah, this was a full-blown Soviet Pravda-style propaganda campaign.
Republicans and independents are not mad about these false claims. Annoyed, maybe, but they're not mad. Anyone with 2 eyes can see that he is not doing as well as they are claiming. Now, many people have known about this for a long time. If you've ever assisted with an aging family member, heaven forbid you've had dementia or Alzheimer's in your family, it is just awful. but you can see the signs. The mainstream media have circled the wagons and they are demanding that you trust them and stop believing your own lying eyes. But the lies and manipulation just fell apart with this most recent debate. Biden is not doing well. The Democrat machine has been lying to Democrats once again. They tell you that he's smart. They tell you he's in charge of the country. They tell you all kinds of things. But after watching the debate last week, do you believe any of that?
The debate acted as a wake-up call that was a loss for Joe Biden, no question, but not a win for Trump. The choice is one terribly bad night versus a decade of destruction to our core beliefs, our democratic values, and yes, our Constitution. Someone who stumbled over his words for 90 minutes versus someone who lied to the American people over and over again. A man slowed down by a cold versus a man with a cold, vile, and merciless heart.
Once again, Democrat Party is lying. But lying to whom? These lies, they don't affect the Republicans or the people that were never going to vote for Biden. These lies only affect Democrat voters. You are being denied basic information about the truth of the situation. How can anyone make a decision when you're being lied to about all of the important details? Okay, I'm beating a dead horse. The Democrat Party lies to Democrats to get the candidate they want. It doesn't matter how Democrats vote. Your vote means nothing. They do what they want. It's an illusion that your voting makes any difference. Now, I'm just curious. Are you getting tired of this yet? When are you going to say enough is enough? Okay, the Democrat Party has denied you the candidate of your choice for 12 years in a row. But they've lied about much more than that. Obamacare, you remember that one? It was basically an unconstitutional plan to force everyone to buy health insurance. But it was okay because it was going to be cheaper and better. Guess what? It was not legal. The health care mandate was overturned. You are no longer forced to buy insurance or face a penalty. But are prices cheaper? Is health care better? Well, no, not even close. And you know it. Your health insurance rates are much higher now. Coverage is worse. And there are fewer doctors. It went exactly as we predicted. But the Democrat machine lied once again. In fact, they always lie. It's the same with the student loan forgiveness. That is unconstitutional. They lied about inflation. Have you been to the grocery store lately? They lied about gas prices. They lied about vaccine mandates. They lied about giving billions to Ukraine. They lied about the Afghanistan evacuation. They lied about the Nord Stream pipeline. They lied about the border being secure. It just goes on and on. But the only people that believe them are Democrats. They are purposefully keeping Democrat voters uneducated. Actually, it's worse. They want Democrats to be stupid. That's the only way they can win. Dumb people need to vote for Democrats. Hey, I know this is going to make a lot of people angry, but please tell me where I'm wrong. Is anything that I said incorrect? I kind of feel sorry for Democrat voters. The Democrat Party thinks you are dumb, and they want to keep you that way. Being uneducated is not a death sentence, but you have to be willing to take a look around and see what you're being lied to and stop believing their lies when your own eyes can show you the truth. If you know someone who might be willing to hear this, please share it around. It might help, it might not. But we need to plant the seed so that it can grow in the future. The only thing I know for sure is that what this country is doing now, it just isn't working. We need something to change. Any thoughts? Let's talk about it. Leave a comment. Oh, and yeah, that dislike button that's still down below. All you haters, go for it. If you disagree, have at it. See you tomorrow.